welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are going to chat all about what the next steps are after you get your real estate license. Today's video was a request from Madison Davis in Georgia. Thank you so much, Madison, for your video request. I have my cold brew. Grab your beverage of choice and we are just going to jump right into it. This is also just assuming that you have already chosen the brokerage that you are going to work with, because of course that would come first before this. And just like all my videos, this is what I'm talking about is just what works for me and what I did. So I have my a few notes to answer the questions that I was asked. I have a few notes here. As you can tell, very professional. This is how I like to do it. So if I am just reading this off a little bit, that is why that's just how I like to film my videos. So my first thing that I did, I created a newsletter to send out to everyone that I know, my friends, my family, sphere, everyone that you know. I sent it out, and then I also took that newsletter and I turned it into a social media post. So let's go back and see if we can find this way back there. I think that it's easy for us as agents to just kind of assume that everyone knows that we're in the business. Like, duh, everyone knows that I'm a realtor, but that's just so not true. Like, think back to people that you maybe went to school with, or you knew, you maybe used to work with. You don't probably know what they do for a living. You don't remember. So unless we are constantly letting them know and reminding them by sending out consistent newsletters and sending out, you know, putting out posts consistently on social media, reminding them, showing what we're doing on the day-to-day, they're not going to remember. Even family members, like, they might forget what you do for a living. They're not thinking about you all the time. So it's really important to just constantly be reminding people through, the way I do it is through mail and social media. So this was the post back in 2015. Oh my gosh, I was 17 in that picture. So what I said in the post and what I also said in the newsletter was this: I'm proud to announce that I'm officially a licensed realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate Professionals, a company that I am so excited to be a part of. It would be my pleasure to serve you with any real estate needs you may currently have or need in the future. To start my career, I will be greatly relying on the referrals of those who know me. Which wasn't true, but I didn't know. I hope you will think of me when you or someone you know is looking for a real estate professional. So that was my post. That's what I said also in the newsletter. If I were to do it again now, I think that I would definitely not have it sound so like canned, I guess you could say. I would have it more in my own words and not so like scripted, because I was 18 when I put that post out and when I sent out that newsletter when I first got my license, and I would not have talked like that. So I would have definitely made it sound a little more like me, a little more personal and real, but that's what I said. So on to the second thing that I did was come up with a plan. I already did my research before I even passed the licensing test, before I was even in real estate school. Actually, I already did my research on what ways there were to get clients in this business, and there are so many ways to get clients in this business. If you don't like cold calling, which I knew that cold calling was what I wanted to do and I love it, but if you're not into cold calling, there are so many ways to get clients. I mean, you've got open houses, you've got videos like these ones, which is kind of my new favorite way to get clients. You have social media, which I wouldn't rely on alone, but definitely can be a strong way to get clients or to supplement other things you're doing. Expired listings, FSBOs, door knocking. There's a lot of other ones, but those are the ones that I've really focused on in the past. But do your research, find out how you're going to get clients, because I think something that a lot of new agents or people who are taking the test, going to get their license, don't really realize, and then they kind of have a harsh reality when they actually get their license and realize that your number one job as a real estate agent, and I think that this is true for any small business owner, any business in general, your number one job is not to do your job, like to serve your clients. Your number one job is to prospect. It's to go out there and get the clients, because if you're not prospecting, and I constantly have to remind myself, if you're not prospecting, you could be the best realtor, you could be the best at serving your clients and taking care of them, but it's not gonna matter and no one is going to know, because you have to go out there and get the business first and foremost before you can serve them, because no one's gonna come to you. Your phone is not gonna be ringing from your post that we just talked about or the newsletter that we just talked about. Yes, those are very important things to do, but your phone's not gonna be ringing, and if you do get a listing or two from that, that's awesome, but it's not gonna be enough to sustain your business and to continue to give you this living. No, I do not prospect nearly as much as I used to. We do have a lot more referrals and we do focus a lot more on marketing now, you could say, but especially when you're brand new, something to keep in mind. So the next step would be to take a look at your social media profiles, take a look at your online presence, and find out what social medias do you have and which ones do you actually use. I think for me personally, I think that it's more important to take one or two social media platforms and really focus hard on those ones versus trying to be everywhere, because I know for me, that's just not realistic. So I just have my top two that I really enjoy the most and think I'm the best at, and I focus on those. And like, I don't do Twitter, I don't do LinkedIn. The next thing I did was I took up every single opportunity that came my way. The way I see it is that as a new agent, there is no house that you are too good to list. Now is not the time to be picky. This is the time to just get busy doing whatever you can and look at it all as a learning experience, and the dollars will follow. There you have it. Those are the four, I think it was 4 things that I did after I got my license, 4 things that you can do after you obtain your license, after you pass your test and hang your license at a brokerage. And I will see you all in my next video.